Hey guys, welcome to my stream. Sorry I'm starting it a little bit late here. Um, Dropping in the middle of an auction. My partner's jumped to 3 diamonds, and I've got a really good hand, but I'm not really sure what exactly we can make, if anything. I could just gamble out that he has a stopper, but I have a lot of defense against 3 hearts also. I think I will just try competing to 4 diamonds and see what happens. This is actually a really tough problem. I might have tried 3 no trump in my first turn. I don't have a club stopper, but if I hit partner with a club stopper, I may have been able to make it with his 7 diamond tricks, 1 club trick, and 1 spade trick. Instead, I'm just going to try and make 4 diamonds. So it turns out partner doesn't really have the right hand for me. We're off 4 top tricks, and we're likely going to lose 5 tricks. That's a really light 3 diamond bid, but I guess he isn't vulnerable, so it's within range of what he could have. So I think I did okay here. We're not going to beat 3 hearts very often here. I mean, we'll take 1 diamond, 1 spade, 1 heart maybe. Maybe a trick in the wash. They might even be making 4 hearts, so I think we did okay. So anyway, welcome to my stream. My name is Daniel, and I'm playing with a rising star from Chicago, Oren Kriegel. You may know him from his ubiquitous Bridge Winners articles. He's always writing about hands he finds interesting. And we're playing against Gary Kohler on my left and David Berkowitz on my right. Both superstar American players. Really nice guys and really good players. I still remember the very first time I played against David Berkowitz. It was at a regional in Florida, and I sat down, and of course I was playing professionally, and so was he. And we got an auction, and my partner made a takeout double, and I didn't know what to do. So finally, my theory on takeout doubles is you tend to take them out when you're not sure what to do, because when you're wrong that way, it hurts less than when you're wrong by leaving it in. Right? You don't go minus 790 when you could have made something if you pull the double. You might go minus 300 instead of plus 50, but it's not as painful. So I bid, and I wasn't sure, and I said at the time, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do. And David Berkowitz, who you may know, he played a long time with Larry Cohen, whipped out his phone, pressed a button right in the middle of the match, called Larry Cohen and said, Larry, you have, this hand. My dummy said, here's the auction, what do you do? And Larry Cohen said something. David said, thank you, put his phone away and said, Larry says it's close, but you should have passed. And he was absolutely right. If I'd passed, they would have gone down 1, and I bid, and we went down 1. So that's how I met David Berkowitz. I thought that was really funny. So here they defended accurately. They got in time to get their spade through. That was very good defense. As you can see, what happened was David led ace in a club, and Gary realized that he wanted a spade through, so he forced his partner to rough the trick. And his partner roughed it and played the spade through the queen, so Oren did go 2 down. But that's okay, because they can definitely make 3 hearts. There's no doubt about it. Alright, on to the next board. I've got 13 points. Let's see what happens here. So this is the first time that Oren and I have ever played together. We limited our discussion to say, let's play expert standard. So all we discussed was that we're playing Meckwell against their 1 no trump, and that we're playing upside down count and attitude. So we'll see how it goes. But actually that should be okay. As long as you sort of have the same kind of approach to bridge, you can get by not playing much of anything. So I have 13 points, completely normal opening bid. I'm going to open the normal thing. Some people might open a 4-card major in 3rd seat, but I don't like to do that when I have a full opener. Again, some people might pass here thinking we probably don't have a game, but I think it's just better to raise. Maybe we do have a game. Maybe this makes it harder for the opponents to come in. So I'm just going to raise to 2 spades and see what happens. So the opponents let us play there. I'm guessing it's because they're vulnerable. So even though we have 9 spades, they're afraid to come in. And in fact, this sometimes happens when you open a club on a 3-card suit, which is pretty common. Sometimes you just open their best suit, So they don't know you have only 3. So when they have club length, they think, oh, that's bad. It's much harder for them to balance. So that's exactly what happened here. They can certainly make 3 clubs. Almost certainly. And possibly even 4 clubs. But they're defending 2 spades, which looks like a pretty cozy contract. Also, they were vulnerable and we are not, which makes it even harder for them to balance. Because, click for next deal. Okay. Makes it harder for them to balance because, like the punishment for being wrong is pretty severe. If you balance when you're vulnerable and the opponent's W and you go for 800, you say, gee, I could have just gone minus 110 and 2 spades. Now I'm going for 800. Nobody likes to do that. In fact, come to think of it, of all the top bridge players I've ever played against, I think David Berkowitz has taken me for more numbers than anybody. So I've become a little gun shy around him. So for sure, if the roles were reversed, I'd be a little afraid to balance here because I know he's got a really good idea of when you're supposed to double and when you're supposed to pass. So it's very dangerous, in particular, I think, to balance against him. So a lot of times when I'm dummy at the table, I can't help it. I love bridge. I'm really into it. I pay attention to the play. I kind of try to work out the hands. I think a lot of people, it's exhausting. For me, it comes kind of naturally, so I do that. But when I'm playing online, I don't really do that. So I have no idea what's happened on the first 4 tricks. So if you're looking for some dummy analysis from me, I'm sorry. I should watch one of the other streams when I'm the dummy. But it looks like Oren's doing pretty well here. Looks like he's just going to lose the ace of trumps. But we'll see. A lot of people say that when you're dummy, you should try to rest and save your energy, and I think that's very valid if you find that by the end of a session you get very tired or it takes a lot of energy for bridge. But I think also if you find it keeps you in your rhythm to pay attention when you're dummy and try to work out what's going on and what partner has and what the next play is going to be, and you find that interesting and energizes you, then that's fine too. So it's pretty much, I think you can go either way on that, and they're both a valid way to play bridge. So Gary's thinking, he's probably thinking, how can we beat this? And he's probably decided I have to give partner a heart ruff. But there's no heart ruff, so this hand is just over. In fact, Oren has a virtual claim here, I think, just by playing a trump. So this is a nice little result. They definitely make 3 clubs, and we made 2 spades. Now Oren is carefully going to cross ruff. You can see his spade spots are so good, he can just ruff all his winners high in both hands, and now he doesn't care how anything breaks. All his losers, rather. He's supposed to ruff losers, not winners. That's what they tell me. So Oren is just going to claim. So I'm looking at the layout of the deal, and the opponents make exactly 3 clubs. But it's very hard for them to get in the auction. I opened Gary's best suit. He had 14 points and 5 clubs to the jack, and he decided it was very dangerous to come in, and his partner was never coming in, so they just sold the 2 spades. It's an interesting hand because there are those who believe you should almost always balance on this auction. In fact, I believe David's old partner Larry Cohen might have suggested balancing here, or pre-balancing with Gary's hand, but sometimes discretion really is the better part of valor, and you should just go quietly, and it might cost you 5 or 6 imps, but it's very dangerous to do otherwise. So here, if Gary had doubled, he was 2-3-3-5, so it's almost kind of a one-suited double. He's really happy if his partner bids clubs, but it could be kind of bloody if his partner bids either of the unbid suits. So I'm very much in agreement with his safe pass.